Hey, welcome back. We're talking about something really serious right now. Everybody be quiet. LD?
Mm-hmm.
Chill.
Okay.
Chill it. Bring it down.
All right.
Oh, I see that.
I'm centering.
All right, look at me. Look me in your eyes. Let me see.
Yes. I'm
One more
centered.
time.
I'm centered.
One more time. I see it. Okay. All right. Don't worry. No more LD outbursts this time. I really messed this up in the first segment. She was out of control. So, what are we talking about now? We're talking about, I usually like to have a pen to fuck around with while I'm talking. So, we want to talk about Adam Conover. Why? I don't know. No, I do know. Because Adam Conover, Adam ruins everything. Right? You used to watch that, right, LD?
I watched it some. I can't say I was like always watching like every episode.
Every fucking episode.
Did you?
I watched every fucking episode. Let me tell you something. Jeez. And then I listened to his podcast. Great podcast.
Oh, I didn't even know he had a podcast.
Everybody should watch it. It's so good. It's so good because he has actual like experts in whatever he's talking about. I watched the one. Oh, I didn't watch, but I listened to one about a hydration expert, and that was very interesting to hear their point of view. And they talk about science and the way that media gets science incorrectly. You know, it's a lot you can learn from some of the things he's been in. However, hold on. However, he kind of sucks. Okay, so he's like the spokesperson for the strike. He's the spokesperson for the strike, right? Mm-hmm. The writer's strike. So you got Adam Conover, and he's doing all these like press things. He did one with Hassan where they were out there protesting, you know. And there was a time period. Do you remember this, LD? There was a time period where the writer's strike was happening, and every single YouTube video you watched was like, you need to support the writers. They're having a writer's strike. You need to support them. All your favorite shows use writers. And they say it's shit like that. You witnessed that, right?
Yeah, I did.
And I'm sure everybody here, I mean, if you scroll down far enough to find a Jackal's Nest video, you know what I'm talking about. And it got a little bit annoying after a while. You know, kind of like, what's his face? Tom Segura talking about fancy, you know.
Watches. Time
bracelets. And then the comments are like, you know, I'm tired of hearing about this. I'm sick of it. And what they come back with is, you should support this. This means something. All that stuff. I'm just going to say for the record right now, I hope the writers get whatever they want. Or they did. I hope they're happy with what they got. It's over with. I hope that they got everything they wanted. I hope they got more than what they wanted. I hope they get paid every time they put pen to paper and wrote something down or typed it or whatever. You know? I sure wish I got a check every time somebody flipped on a light switch I installed. But that ain't the way it works, right? Some people keep getting paid for work they already did. But that's fine. That's the nature of the beast.
Right.
The people above them making tons of fucking monies, that's why I can identify with it. Even though, to me, you do a job and get paid for it and it's done with, the fact that other people are still making money off a job they did, they should get paid for it. And I'm glad if, you know, I don't know what all they got, but I think they're happy with it. So they got that. I'm happy for them. But watching this fucking smiling goofball, it looks like a fucking skull with the Trump wig on top of it. Like, just, you know, he is that character from Adam Ruins Everything. That is him.
Mm-hmm.
That is who he is. But what I wanted to talk about right now was his appearance on Joe Rogan, which, as we all know, Joe Rogan is a Lego man cross, a hybrid of a Lego man and a gorilla, And for him to look smart, you got to be as dumb as Dave Rubin for that to happen. And that's what happened when Adam Conover was on there. So we'll have a link to this, a clip of this. I think it won't be a Joe Rogan clip. It'll probably be too lazy to try. We like to put his clips on things because he has good clips. And we don't have the technology to do clips. And even if we did, we're so small that it might be dangerous for us to do them because we could get copyright strike or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we don't do clips as of this moment. So we will put a link to that in the description. But what happened was, there's a trap that people on the left fall into all the time. And it's a really easy, stupid trap, but they just fall into it because they're easy and stupid, because they bought into a political ideology without thinking for themselves. Now, there's some people that genuinely believe in that ideology and really ideology, and they really, are smart, and they can talk about it in such a way. That's not Adam Conover. He's a party line guy, and his party line is the far left, and that's what he rides. Now, sometimes he's correct. A lot of times he's correct, because a lot of that is based on science. So if he goes with it, he's more than likely correct. But what fucked him up was the rhetoric. The rhetoric was fucked up, you see. This is something that even H. Bomber Guy got wrong, because H. Bomber Guy is way smarter than Adam Conover, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I love his videos.
Me too.
I mean, that Tommy Tallarico thing, oh my God. One day we're going to dig into Tommy Tallarico's ass.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
The sad thing about that was he did not shout out the CU podcast for that one. He should have, because they were covering Tommy Tallarico way back whenever he first started being full of shit. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of bullshit. He didn't call them out a little bit in that, because they were much smaller, and they only do special episodes now. But all that to say, that was my favorite podcast, because I'm a super nerd. I don't like Pat the NES Punk videos. I don't really like those, but the podcast he did with Ian was great. I love it. Anyway, what was I talking about? Adam Conover. So
on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he was on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. Alpha male. Right? That's what they like to talk about, is being an alpha male. Yeah. Fucking being the leader. Gotta be a leader. Is there some truth in that? Of course there is. Where our species, we're communicative, right? We're a community. Mm-hmm. We can't survive on our own.
Right.
If you look at anything where there's been somebody that, there's certain cases where somebody was already a full grown adult and they survived for a real long time by themselves. Mm-hmm. That's different. But anytime there's a person by themselves from a younger age, it totally fucks them up not to have a community around us, because
it'll fuck up an adult too. You think about people that are in solitary confinement for a long period of time.
I'm saying there are cases, like, the first thing somebody's going to do is be like, well, this guy was by himself for 20 years and he's fine.
Right.
But for the most part, you need to be part of a community if you're a human. Mm-hmm. Even if you're a bit of a loner, even if you don't, it's part of our makeup. Right. Now, for a community to work, you have to have leaders. Mm-hmm. Now, they like to call them alpha males, but that's a little bit silly, because really you just have leaders, right? Because the leaders should change depending on what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you're really good at one thing, but right now we need to figure out something else, you need to defer to that other person that knows more about it, and then help them as much as you can so you can fix whatever it is.
And to me, you're a bigger man for doing that.
Oh,
for
of course.
Realizing you don't know everything about that.
And you can even tell yourself that you're still the alpha male.
Right.
But you just saw that person knew more.
Right.
And you delegated it to them.
Right.
You're still the boss. Can you be happy? Go pick up everything. Shut up. Leave everybody else alone.
Right.
So we have those. We have people that like pick up heavy things and put them down. And as I've talked about before, that fires off things in your brain that give you a lot of confidence and maybe give you too much confidence. Mm-hmm. So he was on Joe Rogan talking about the alpha male thing. And as I said, this is something H. Bomber guy said too. It's not that you're wrong. It's that your rhetoric is dumb. Mm-hmm. Like the way you're using the facts to prove your point just disproves your own point because it's a lie. So whenever you think alpha, beta, all that stuff, you think wolves, mm-hmm. right? So I'm going to say this. A lot of you guys already heard this, but a long time ago, somebody did a study on wolves and decided that there was alphas that were in charge of the pack, you know. Mm-hmm. And that's true. But what they found out later was that in the wild, the alphas are basically the mother and the father of the other wolves. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones in charge, which makes sense, right?
Right.
It taught them as they grew up, and they're in charge until they get too old mm-hmm. and die off or whatever. And that's the way it is in most animals. Mm-hmm. So that's what he brought to Joe Rogan, was to say that study turned out to not be true.
Right.
And it's not like Joe Rogan came back with anything that smart. He's just like, but bro, but how are you going to say there's no alphas? Blah, blah, blah. He didn't even hit on what I'm about to say. I don't think. I could be wrong. I don't think he brought this up. But chimpanzees definitely have alphas, right? They definitely have dominant males that, you know, are in charge of everybody. And they prove that by, like, beating the shit out of everybody else and throwing their poop. So they make themselves the alphas. Yeah. And they're way closer to us genetically than wolves are.
Right.
So how did he fuck up his rhetoric? The way he fucked up his rhetoric was by comparing us to animals. Mm-hmm. To dumb fucking animals. We're humans. Even though we're close to chimpanzees, we are not chimpanzees. Mm-hmm. Even though there's some elements that fit in there, right. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
You show me the next time a chimpanzee runs a water line. You know, you show me the next time a chimpanzee hooks up a power grid. Mm-hmm. They don't. So to assume that their version of a dominance is the same as ours is to be a literal fucking idiot, which Joe Rogan is. But he made Adam Conover look stupid because the second somebody bit back on his wolf shit that they love to say over and over again, mm-hmm. he didn't know what to say. Because that's the deepest he's ever thought about it. Because anytime he says it, you know, all his people that believe the same shit as him just, you know, they go along with it. Yeah, everybody's so stupid but us. Anyway. Huh? Okay. Where are we at on time, Sugar?
We're about 10 minutes in.
About 10 minutes in?
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. It's just something that's been chapping my ass since it happened.
Right.
Just remember, we're humans, and you can relate us to animals to some degree, but you have to remember, animals throw their poop. So they're basically not the same as us.
We've evolved a little bit further than that.
I guess. Some of us.
I mean, some humans probably
Well, you know what? Maybe the chimpanzee's right, because they can lift up something heavier than anybody I know. So maybe they are correct. Y'all take care. We'll see you on the next.
Bye.